Patrick here, Dollar Theater, Voters Edition. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Super excited to talk about this week's film. We put some good ones out there, and only one person got the central theme, which is really not really shocking to me. I mean, I'm surprised nobody else commented on it. But I did run a theme by there, and I said, well, I wonder if anybody will pick up on it. And nobody did, but like I said, but one person. And the theme for this one was A24. That's right, I had to do an A24. So the movies that we put up for this week, we got 28 votes for. Not bad, not bad. Getting up there, getting up there. So we had Backstab for Beginners from Ben Kingsley and Theo James. We had Ex Machina, which I thought was going to win. I thought that was going to win. I also had Dark Places with Charlize Theron and Nicholas Hoult, Under the Skin, and of course, The Black Coat's Daughter, which I actually thought, well, if Ex Machina doesn't win, the Black Coat's Daughter will. But no, you guys surprised me yet again, and Under the Skin won, and won easily with 46% of the vote. Yikes. But that's good, though. Because all these movies are fine. I have not seen Under the Skin, nor had I seen Backstabbing for Beginners, but I had seen Ex Machina and Dark Places. I actually reviewed Dark Places on my old blog, but I had not seen The Black Coat's Daughter or Under the Skin. So I've seen a few of them, but not all of them. But all good movies. These are all early A24 efforts before they got super hip and popular with everybody. So Under the Skin, 2013. It stars Scarlett Johansson, and it was written and co-written and directed by Jonathan Glazer. And this is a science fiction movie. This is a science fiction movie, and it is about an alien that comes to Earth to observe us. She is guarded by a handler. Later on, by 3 different handlers, they're able to find her and help her whenever she needs to. There's no name given to the alien; it's just her. And when when she first comes, one of her handlers basically says you're gonna be a girl, and finds a dead girl and doesn't kill her, but finds the body, brings the body. And they undress her and they give the clothes to Scarlett Johansson's character, and so she comes out wearing this dead girl's clothes, and they give her a van, and she proceeds to drive around Scotland, and she's observing human behavior at the same time she's trying to pick up men so she can sustain herself. She has to be able to sustain herself. So she seduces men under the guise of, let's go back to my place. And then it's really interesting. It's sort of like reminded me of a Black Widow a praying mantis, where a male will go in harm's way, knowing that it's going to get killed, but still will do it just to have sex. That's really what we got here. I mean, these guys are walking in, following Scarlett, and they're just walking right into their doom. But as Scarlett's character, it's really strange. Even though she has this, she's starting to feel conflicted. She's at the beach and she sees this little boy in trouble, and she's talking to this guy who just got out of the water, and he's talking to her. She's talking to him, trying to get him to go with her, but the young man sees that this family's in deep trouble, and he races over to help the family and not stay with her. And he comes out exhausted and no energy. And he saved the father, but the father he saved him initially, but then the father turned around and went back in, and he ended up drowning as well as this boy did. Or the mother, I guess. I think maybe it was the mother. Yeah, it might have been a mother actually. You really couldn't tell because the way the camera was shot, you couldn't tell, who was out there in the rough water. Um, but the rescuer is exhausted, and then Scarlett Johansson's character walks up there and finishes him off. And then she starts pulling him with his body. Now, that tells you one thing. It tells you that one, the alien is normal. There's no superhuman strength. There's no tech, like putting a lift belt on him or anything. I mean, she literally has to drag him across the rocks to her van to get him out of there. So she has no supernatural abilities or superhuman abilities uh, outside of outside of having men walk behind her and go into a puddle. And when you go into the puddle, you are basically in a waiting hold. Um, just like a bug in a spider's web. They don't necessarily die right away. Sometimes they can live until the spider wants to feed, and that's really what we see with Scarlett's character. Two men are face to face, and both of them are alive. And then the one that just got caught, he sees the first one who looks like he's been there for a while. He's all bloated, but he's still alive. But then he gets disintegrated, and then the creature feeds on him. Uh, and so it's rough. But she's not doing anything. It's weird to say this, but she's not really doing anything maliciously. She has a mission, and she has to eat, and this is how she does it. Um, but as she's doing this, something's happening to her. She's starting to see the people less as targets or food source, and she starts, and she's always talking to them very friendly. She's not malicious at all. In fact, it's sort of a weird twist. What I was thinking is she's driving around this white panel van, rolling down and talking to strange guys, and I'm thinking, well, if that was reversed, if that was a guy talking to strange girl, to the girls would be like, no, no, thank you. There's women are smart in that regard. Men just walk up there and start talking back, and I don't care if you look like Scarlett Johansson or not. You got to have a little bit of self awareness. Like, where are you at? Who is this person? I mean, I'll give you a ride. Really? Okay, I'll just jump right in. I don't know you from Adam. I don't know who's in the back there. You don't know who's in the back, but you're just gonna jump on in. Um, but the change for the character happens when she picks up a disabled gentleman at the bus stop, and his name is Adam Pearson. The actor's name is Adam Pearson, and he is disfigured. This is actually my favorite part of the movie. It was because I didn't really sense any acting here. I mean, it really sounded like Scarlett and Adam were just talking. I mean, and the genuine smile and sparkle in her face and talking. And the way that Grazer set up his cameras, all his cameras are really small cameras to fit in tight spaces. So you're able to catch everything about their face. You can't every emotion you're gonna see it. And so her character is really talking to this gentleman, and because she doesn't know what a disfigurement is, she doesn't know about the social pressures of a disfigurement. She just sees him as just another person that she's talking to, and so she talks to him really gently and kindly, and comments on the softness of his hands. She lets him put his hand on her face and on her legs, and just talk to him as a human being. Now, normally I would end up being a victim, but she lets him go. She lets him go, and so we see him. He's escaped now. He's trying to go home. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite make it, and it's no fault of hers. But it has sparked something in her. Now she's starting to look at things a little differently, and she meets yet another person, and they really hit it off. I mean, really hit it off. And she goes with him to his house, and all of a sudden, her handlers have realized that she's no longer. They can't find her anymore. They don't know where she is. They know she's there, but they lost track of her. So her initial handler calls for assistance. And so three other guys on motorcycles come and they're looking for her. They're not looking to punish her. I think they're looking to make sure she's okay. Like get on track with the mission or pull her out if they have to. There's no dialogue among the handlers, so we don't know exactly what their intents are. Are they looking to grab her because she disobeyed orders? Are they there to support her? Are they there because they're concerned for her? We just don't know. We just know that they're looking for her, and they're looking for her in earnest. Well, with this other gentleman, they have a really nice time. They have dinner, and we see a sign of her alienness turning into more human. So when music comes on and she starts tapping her finger to a beat, and so it gets close. They look like they're going to have an intimate moment, but at the last minute, Scarlett's character realizes that can't happen. That can't happen, and so she has to run away. She has to run away from the very nice guy, and she doesn't hurt him or anything else like that. She just runs, and she's the next day she's out in the forest, and as she's out in the forest, she runs across a logger, and the logger tells her to be careful. It's a small wooded area, but she still could could get hurt in here or lost, and so initially you're thinking, okay, and then she goes and she sees this huge like a way station. So she gets in there to rest, to sleep, because she hasn't eaten for a while now, and she wakes up to see that the logger's trying to pull her pants down. Again, no superhuman abilities, so she runs, and she runs through the woods, and this gentleman chases after her, and this leads to a revelation and a resolution that is sad. It's heartbreaking, actually. Speaks a lot about us, the fear of the unknown. Now, I've seen this movie commented about, I read some of the comments, I read about the reviews. They put a lot of deep emphasis into this movie about what it's supposed to mean, or, I don't know if it's really all that deep per se. I definitely feel like, I thought it was a lovely performance for one thing. And, it does show, it in a sense, too, probably because of the lack of sheer violence in it. It did remind me of a very much like a Twilight Zone episode, much more than an Outer Limits one. I didn't see Outer Limits in this one. I saw this more like Twilight Zone. She's there to explore, and that's all she's there for. She's to observe. She's driving around Scotland and she sees all aspects of Scotland's life, the inner city, the roughness of it. Then she gets, she meets other people. A group of girls take her dancing. Like she's walking away from a club. They catch her and tell her, "No, you can't go anywhere. Come have a party with us." So that she has she's down there dancing away, and before she sees the one guy who she really likes, it looks like they're gonna hit it off. She fights back when she gets assaulted. Just like any other human being would. I like the fact that they did not make her. I like the fact that they make her superhuman. I like that aspect. I like the idea that she could be just one of us. And if you notice the name of the movie, Under the Skin, well, that plays into the movie. Under all our skins, we're all basically the same person, right? I thought it was really well done. I thought that I thought it was what Grazer was trying to say, what he's directed, and what the script says. Just because we're a little different doesn't mean we're doesn't mean we need to be isolated. Doesn't mean we're freaks. The scene with the disabled gentleman, Um, One of, like I said, it's the best scene of the movie for me. I thought that was really impactful. Um, I did read that even though in this movie per se the Scarlett Johansson's character does not. This came out in 2013. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, but well, Scarlett Johansson's character does not make the end of the movie. There was there was reports saying that they were going to try to make this into a series, and normally normally I would say just leave the movie alone. But I think the territory that Grazer and the co-writers of this movie, let me give their names because I definitely need to do that. Walter Campbell and Grazer himself. I think there's a lot more room to explore in this story. I mean, there really is. This could easily play out as a series. It sort of reminds me of Starman without without Jeff Bridges eating anybody or having the superhuman the stars or the little things in his hand. But it had the same thing. He came down. He absorbed somebody's. We don't know how the body was created too. That was one thing I did wish they would have done. Was like, how do they do that? Did she assume? Did she assume the body of the dead person that she tried to? That where they got the clothes at? How did that happen? I wish there was just a tiny bit more backstory for that, but that's neither here nor there. The effects are really good. The effects are really good for what it is. I really enjoyed that. I thought the music was really haunting. This movie actually did not do that well at the box office. This is the one A24's early efforts. The budget was $13.5 million, and it made back $7.2 million. But this is a kind of movie that A24 made in its early days, that made it really outstanding. This is the type of movies they made back when they started, and I really enjoy them before they went off the rails with some of their latest releases. So, yeah, Under the Skin. It does have special features on there on the making of the movie. Highly recommend that. It's an hour. It's an hour and 48 minutes long, but it goes like that. It goes by like that. It flies by. All right, that's it for this review, or mini deep dive. Holy crap! I got to do something about cutting this length down on here. But thanks for watching it. Thanks for voting, and come back on Friday to see who the next 5 contestants will be on Dollar Theater Voters Edition. Hit the like button, drop a comment, and we will see you. We'll see you next Friday.